Alright, so I recently made a video addressing AdBlock's new ad campaign, which is so funny that they've decided to run ads for AdBlock, where I'm saying that they're taking away income from YouTubers that may actually be using this extra income for things other than video games. A lot of people have been bent out of shape about it, and some people have been unsubscribing. And I say good riddance because it's obvious that there's absolutely no profit in having you on my subscriber list anyway, and you don't even like what my videos are if you're unsubscribing over one video, so why would I want you around? But there's a lot of people that are trying to put up this flawed logic that I've decided to address in this video. Their logic is that I believe that I'm entitled to money because I put ads on my videos, and I'm upset because people are using AdBlock, and it's a similar situation to big companies being upset over pirating. And this one person that tried to argue with me on Skype because I wasn't going to let him clutter my comment section with his crap was saying that I was blinded by fame and I won't see other people's opinions because I'm so famous on YouTube with all 20,000 of my subscribers. The only people that are blinded by my fame are the people that say that I'm famous. You must be blind. Beyond that, let's look at your logic, where you say that people aren't entitled to money because they do things for any reason. You obviously don't need to make videos, so why should you be paid to do them? Well, you obviously don't need to work at a cash register. Nobody needs cash registers in general, so why should anyone who works as a clerk get paid? We don't need people to run these businesses that sell these toys that we give to our children. We don't even need toys in general. So why should people who design toys exist? We don't need computers. Why should people who designed these computers and the components that are in them exist? Why should their jobs ever exist? They shouldn't be paid. Computers should all be free. You should be able to get a computer because you are entitled to a computer, just like you should be able to watch a video without having to sit that extra 30 whole seconds before the video, you poor things. I mean, I know it's very difficult on your end. I mean, you have to sit in one spot for 30 extra seconds. I mean, what if the video's 20 minutes? Now you have to sit there for 20 minutes and 30 extra seconds. You poor, poor souls. I feel so horrible for you. So what about TV ads? People sit through TV ads all the time. These shows aren't things that people make because they have to. They don't need to do that. They're just about the same idea as what's behind the videos that we watch. They're made for your entertainment. So if anything that's entertainment based shouldn't have any kind of ads and the people who work in it shouldn't be paid, then maybe the entire entertainment industry should be free. This kind of ignorance is just, if you could listen to all that and be like, yeah, he's on to something, I think you're nuts. And if you still believe that you're right from your approach after hearing how far your logic goes, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you're not sane. There's something wrong with you. The money that people make from YouTube has been used for lots of different things. Critical, who has a ton of fans and makes a lot of money from his videos, donates his money to charity. I donate the money that I make from my voice acting to charity. I put the money towards improving my equipment so I can in turn make more money by having higher quality content. And I put the money towards food, not always for me, sometimes for people who can't afford food, and gas for whenever I need to give people a ride to and from places. I use the money from my IRL job, where I have a normal job. I work at Toys R Us where I don't get any hours. And a lot of people have this problem. You work for a normal job at a company, and they're understaffed. They're always understaffed because they don't have any hours to give you. So you work there, you're like one out of 4 people Even if you say you can come in every single day, they'll have you in there 3-4 days a week, and you won't have long shifts. And if you do have long shifts, they're all back to back, and it's exhausting. You don't like working at a retail job. Nobody likes working at a retail job. There is literally no one, even people that have a great passion for retail, who enjoy the side of retail that you have to do for the minimum wage that they pay you. So you don't get paid enough. I certainly don't get paid enough to sustain my life and the videos that I make, so I need an alternative source of income. I'm trying to break into the entertainment industry offline. This takes time. So how does this apply to my content? Well, a lot of people ask me to make songs. I very rarely make songs, if ever at all, unless I make them with people that are extremely popular. Why? Well, let's look at the amount of money that's invested into what I do for making one track on one song. Now, this is just one track. The drums. $45 for the program that I use to sequence the MIDI that I then import into Pro Tools on my MacBook. My MacBook is $2,000. Pro Tools 10 is $500. I import the MIDI file into there and put it on a MIDI track. I run it through EasyDrummer. That's a $350 program. This simulates the drum sounds that you hear on a lot of my songs. I've customized the EQ with the plugins that came with Pro Tools and some of the EQ that actually is inside of EasyDrummer. I want to get Superior Drummer. This program is significantly more expensive. I can't get it because I don't make enough money from my YouTube videos and from my real job, and I certainly haven't gotten into a normal studio job that has been a stable source of income yet, but I'm still working on that, and it's a lot of hard work, and I'm spending more and more time doing it. But regardless, I want to upgrade even further, and there's still things that I need to upgrade. But without any of those upgrades, here's what my equipment does. I have my UX2. This is where my guitar goes in, but I'm not even going to use that. This is just for drums. But the UX2 is my monitoring system. So the UX2 is about it's about $75, and then the other $75 is the Gearbox software that you get for free when you have it. But I don't use Gearbox. No. So that's a $150 device total. And it has software I don't even use because I use the $200 Pod Farm software because it has higher quality samples. So when I play guitar through it, it sounds a little bit better. And when I listen to things through it, they're in higher quality. So I can get a more accurate mix. So now I mix it. I mix these drums all together. I split them onto a bunch of different tracks. And that's just the drums. They all go onto the aux fader for drums. That track cost a whole lot of money, if you remember all of the money that I stated. I mean, we're talking over $1,000, easy. And that's just for drums. I mean, if I wanted to go even further and I wanted them to be even tighter, I could put them into Logic, which is another multiple $100 program, and edit the MIDIs there to make them more realistic and add a randomizer patch to them to make them sound more like a human is playing them. And then EasyDrummer also has a humanized setting that I can then use to make it sound just a little bit more like a human is playing it if needed. That's just the drums, you know? I have to do tons of other instruments. This is a lot of work, and more importantly, there's a lot of money invested in making music. If my fans, whenever I do the things that I do, are going to be this against, I guess the best word is, or maybe even resistant to the idea of supporting me through watching through ads or any other way. Like, you don't even have to pay me to watch an ad. You just watch through the ad and you're done. I don't see any money until after the ad is watched. You don't have to pay anything up front to watch any of my videos. And then you want to tell me that I'm entitled because I make content. You can do it too. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. I am not requiring you to pay me anything to subscribe to my channel, to watch my videos, or to use the various songs that I've posted. If I make a song for my channel, I usually upload the MP3 on a file sharing site or in some way allow you to download it for free so that you can use it on your projects if you so desire, with or without permission. For the most part, they're on a Creative Commons license when I make music. But I don't have that option anymore because I don't have the money to be throwing thousands of dollars into every single recording and seeing nothing back. That's not how it works. That's not how you could expect someone to continue to create content. That's not how it works. So to people who want to demand things from me, who expect content from me, who get upset when I don't upload for a long time, you're in the wrong if you're not supporting me through ad block if you're not supporting me through watching my ads whenever I have videos on ads. You're in the wrong if you're against me putting ads on any of my videos. You're in the wrong if you're against me mentioning that making money on my videos is pretty important if you want to see content from me. Everything I do costs money. Right now, this recording, I'm using a $450 microphone, a $200 pop filter, and it's going into my $75 interface through a $25 microphone cable, all while being held up by a $20 mic stand. And that goes into Audacity, which is a $350 recording program, which has lovely plugins that I can use to help other people and have used to help other people, like Hinelmic with their recordings when there's a lot of noise and stuff. It has a great denoiser plugin that's in it. Not to mention, I use Sony Vegas and I bought that legitly. That's a few $100s. I tried out the software for a while to see if I could get used to it through a demo, and then I decided to buy it. That's more hundreds of dollars, so every single video I upload is edited in that program. That's more hundreds of dollars thrown into the videos. If you want content from me to be of that caliber, then you have to understand that you have to give something back. I'm not asking you to throw money at me. I'm asking you to watch an ad. Watch something else that's been professionally made for the most part. They aren't these really shitty commercials. They're professionally made commercials. They're made by companies that need these commercials to be watched to stay in business. So by being against ads on YouTube videos and whatnot, you're also harming that industry as well, the advertisement industry. One of the reasons why the internet is as popular as it is. The internet would have died out if it wasn't a place where people could profit off of it, and it wasn't a place where people could advertise. It wouldn't be a place where you could find news. Nobody would post anything on anywhere because they would assume no one's watching it, so why would they put anything up on the internet anyway? You would see more and more things that are really dumb and mundane. Stuff like people that are upset over their Facebook pictures and stuff being seen. Stuff like that. Like a really embarrassing picture every now and then. But no one would spread them around because no one would really be online. It wouldn't be a thing where it's like, oh my God, look at all the people that are online that I can get to see this if I put it on this site. Not to mention, every single website that you use for free uses ads or donations to stay afloat, like Reddit, for example, a very common website for a lot of people who have tried to refute my views on ads in general. They use ads on their site everywhere. They use a donation process with the Reddit Gold thing. They have a regular donation link. Wikipedia uses ads everywhere. People still use Wikipedia, and they even had that donation thing where they tried to raise money that people gave them flack about. They still raised the money, though. YouTube, ads on their videos everywhere. They need it to keep the service free. Otherwise, they'd have to charge you money to keep the site up because, newsflash, it costs money to keep a site running. And when you spend money, you need to make more money than what you're spending, otherwise you'll have no more money to do it again. That's what the whole idea of the profit section is. So, by being against what I believe in with this ad block thing, for whatever reason you have, you're wrong. There is nothing you have to say against ads that makes any sense, and it's in a different ballpark than my argument. If you want to argue with me about ads, then address my points. Don't address other people's points. You can argue with them about what they've said. You can argue with them on their attitude, not me. I want the money so that I can make more and better content. Not because I want to be rich. Not because I want money. I want to spend the money. And if I was getting a ton of money, like what Critical or PewDiePie were getting, a majority of that money would be given back to people through charities, through funding things. Like I would try to I would help fund tournaments of League of Legends, Dota 2, and other things that people like to watch tournaments of. I'd put the money into other people hosting events. I would be a regular donator on things like Awesome Games Done Quick with their cancer research charities. I would donate to various charities all the time. It would be a thing where I would put up a song or something and I would say, here are 3 charities, put in the comments section which ones you want me to donate the extra blank dollars I'll be making from this video. And if I didn't have anything to spend any money on, because as far as I've been concerned, I've gotten to a point where I don't need to spend any more money on my equipment, then all of the money that I got from YouTube would be going into things like what Critical does. But until I get to that level, there will be a need to spend money so that I can make better and better content to draw in more and more money so I can get to the point where I can give all that money back. I can give it back to people. I can do giveaways. But I can't do that right now. I don't have enough money to do that. I don't have enough money to just buy 55 games on Steam and give out 55 Steam codes on a stream. I don't even have enough money to buy a second monitor and a desk so that I can facilitate that second monitor. I'm not poor, but I need a lot of money just to live in the house that I'm in. I need a lot of money to eat every day. It costs a lot of money to eat every day and have an internet connection and have a cell phone and student loans. Every single month I have to pay $192 flat every single month for the student loan. Plus the entire student loan that I need to pay off is $18,000, and I certainly don't make anywhere near that amount of money off of YouTube. I don't even think I've made $1 off YouTube yet. So the little amount of money that I do make off YouTube, and I mean little, doesn't really even apply to my argument. The most money that I make is through proxy on Newgrounds as a voice actor in the various games that I've been a part of. I've made thousands of dollars off of that. But all of that money went into improving my gear. It's why I have the gear that I have. That's where the money went. And anything left over, I donated it to a very recent charity stream that Martin from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, he had this charity stream, and I donated, I think, like $700 out of the thousands that I had for the various pieces of gear that I've bought. All I had left was around $700, and I had enough on top of that to pay for the next student loan payment and have some money left in my bank account so that it didn't zero out. I think I had about $20 left at the end of the day. And you need $12 to not have your account zero out and then get an overdraft fee, which are $300 each, I might add. At least with my bank. I don't know about yours. And I gave that money back. Even when I still need money. I mean, I still could have used that $700 for something. But I gave it to charity because, one, it was a charity to help benefit the victims of Hurricane Sandy who lost their homes. And two, because it was a good cause, and I knew that he would be raising a ton of money. And I am around a ton of people who lost their homes. Everyone around me has been affected by Hurricane Sandy when that happened. There are still people who don't have homes in this area. They don't have anywhere to live, and they live in temporary housing. It's still a problem. And there are many other charities that I want to donate my time and money to. I'd love to raise money for these charities, but I need popularity to do that, and I also need money to do that. And the only way to do that is to A, have fans that share and support me and my videos, and B, to run ads on my videos that I can run ads on in order to make extra money so that I can do these things, so I can do nice things. But instead I'm met with resistance. I'm met with antagonizing statements and malicious behavior from people who consider themselves my fans, from people who watch my videos. And that's toxic, that's wrong, and that's not okay. You're wrong. I'm sorry that you don't think you're wrong, but you're wrong. There are a lot of people who are very wrong, who didn't think that they were wrong at the time, and some people still don't think they're wrong now, but they were wrong. And right now, you're one of those people. And you can learn to adapt to what reality is, or you can continue to believe in your false fantasies of what reality is. That's fine. I've learned a lot about the entertainment industry and how it works. I'm not sticking up for Viacom or any big entertainment companies or any big bands who make countless amounts of money through things other than their music. I'm sticking up for people like me who are independent and working on their own, who have no agents finding jobs for them, who can't just make an appearance at a concert somewhere and make weird faces and get paid a few $1,000s just to be there, like the people at the Miley Cyrus concert who were paid to be there and make funny faces at some person making a fool out of themselves on stage. I don't do that. Those aren't the people that I want to defend. They have a livelihood and they'll be fine for the rest of their lives, whether they make money off of the things that they do or not, because they already made their money. But your attitudes and the way how you're treating this system is making it so that nobody new is going to be getting anywhere, so that nobody new will ever be able to create things until the day they die, because they're going to run out of resources because you aren't giving them anything to work with. You're crippling them, you're hurting them, you're part of the problem. And if you're going to try to stomp all over the new people, the new talent, the new ideas, I'm going to stomp on you. And it's just that simple. If you want to get ad block, fine. There are ways to use ad block that don't affect people's livelihoods. There are intrusive and malicious ads that put adware, spyware, viruses on your computer. They exist, yes. I've used ad block to get rid of those. I don't agree with the ad block campaign, so I uninstalled it and got ad block plus, which is a different program by different people, which does about the same thing. Only I don't use it for YouTube video ads and streamer ads. I use it for malicious ads. Ads that are like, click here for a free iPod. You just right-click them and get rid of it. You can block that entire site's ads. The site that made the ad, not the site that you're visiting. YouTube is going to fight back if ad block does this. And I'm trying to stop that from happening, because I would rather that people have this extension and use it harmlessly and use it to protect themselves instead of just hurting people for their benefit. There are ways to just protect yourself with it, like I said. Get rid of those malicious click here ads. Get rid of the pop-up ads with it. Fine, that's great. I'm all for it. It's not okay to crush the small YouTubers, people that are smaller than me, and even people that are bigger than me and they aren't 10 million subscribers strong. You're crushing them with how you're doing this. You're destroying them and keeping them from ever getting anywhere, and keeping them from expanding and improving themselves, and keeping them from giving the various beautiful things that they create for people to see, hear, and enjoy in general. You're keeping them from doing that. You're keeping animators from doing that. You're keeping artists of all kinds from doing that. Music, animation, voiceover, it doesn't matter. If you're against the idea that people should be paid to create the beautiful content that they make for your enjoyment, you are the entitled one. You are the one who thinks that you're entitled to something that you're not. You've done nothing to earn the right to tell me as a content creator what I should and shouldn't be paid for. You have done nothing as a viewer to tell me that I don't deserve to be paid for what I do, that I don't deserve any kind of anything back from the people who watch what I do, from the people who use what I do. And I don't expect people to pay me to use my music in their videos. When I make a track, I generally make it for free, unless the people who ask me to make it tell me not to, and then I don't release them. They stay secret, or they're just background tracks that I don't tell people what they are, and if they ask for a download link, I have to tell them no. If it's something I make, 99% of the time I release it for free, because I want people to use things that I have, and I don't want them to pay me for it, because I made it for you. There is a very serious double standard that is being perpetuated by the people on the other side of this argument, and they're wrong. And they're using this double standard and this flawed, horribly flawed logic to try to justify how fucking wrong they are, to try to pretend that they're right. And it's not going to work with me. I'm not stupid like you. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not making things up. I live the life that you condemn. You don't, if you really do believe that. If you're in the music industry and you have to make money that way, you would never believe the things that these people say against having ads, against buying music and buying software or pirating it. I believe that there are plenty of ways for you to do ad blocking and even software pirating in a constructive way, in a way that makes sense. In fact, there are ways that are incorporated into various softwares that show how you can use pirating in a positive way. They're called free trials. You can use the program, all of its functions, for a certain amount of time, evaluate if it's any good, and then buy it. There are even some where you can use it for free forever, and then if you pay an extra fee, then you have an official copy, and sometimes it unlocks some extra things that aren't that important but would make it a little bit more easy and convenient to use. Games use demos, free demos. You can play the game. It's not the whole game, but you play enough of the game to get a first impression, hopefully. And then you can buy the game if you decide you like it. All of these options are already being used constructively by the industry, and that's not enough for you. Why? Because you're the entitled ones. You are in the wrong, and you have to know better. Go to bed.